Hi, how's it going? I'm Chris with PearsonCopy.com, and I'm here to help you make more sales with email. As part of my 100 email breakdown in 100 days, I am taking emails from e-commerce brands, breaking them down, and pulling out insights that you can take back to your brand, use them in email, and help you make more sales. As a part of this breakdown today for this video, I'm looking at a brand welcome email from High Society Freeride Company. They sell paddleboards and other products. This email is focused on paddleboards, so I'm going to break that down. Again, the context is this is a welcome email. This is the first email I got from them, and we're going to go through that and see what we can pull out and find from this email from this brand. So let's go and start with the subject line. Subject line here is welcome to the High Society family. I think that's a pretty standard e-com subject line. I think they could probably do a little bit more. Paddleboarding is a niche activity. It's a niche product. I do also paddleboard, so that's why I dug into this brand and signed up for the email list because I am a customer. I'm a potential customer of their brand, and I think they could do something. There may be language or phrases or some kind of conversational tone, some kind of idiom or something they can use to make themselves stand out past other brands when it comes to the inbox. Welcome to the High Society family. It's pretty standard, straightforward. That works. That's a great first start. But I would maybe dig into the customer avatar or just pain points or potentially some kind of funny saying or phrase you can say to stand out when people are going to say, oh, yeah, I need to click on that. It's from High Society. Oh, there's a personality here. There's a reason why I should read this, right? So that's just something I'd say about the subject line. I think it's a great start when it comes to this first pass. The next piece here, the from name and from email. They do a pretty standard brand name for their from name and the brand email for their email address. The info at is totally fine to use. I would suggest using hello at, or maybe switching this email to make it from a founder or make it from one of the people that works at the business, or maybe your technician are there saying, hey, here's why you should read this email and open it, and just a note why our product's the best and some reasons why, and this is why you should buy it. So I think that with the information that they do have in this email, the subject line and the from name could come from a person. It could come from an actual person. From name being a first name, and the email being that person's actual email. I think the information in the email could support that. So, and I'll show you why here in a second. But yeah, I always look at what can I test against, and the main thing typically is instead of having the email come from a brand, to have it come from a person or maybe a mascot or some kind of face of the brand. That typically creates more emotional connection and like human connection when it comes to reading, getting these emails, opening them, reading them, and then potentially buying once you click through. So yeah, so we'll move down. Again, I've mentioned this in other videos, but if you have a lot of design or use a lot of heavy design in your emails, the view in your browser button or link here is going to be a ton of help, because some email providers do block images, or they just don't let them load, or there's some other issues that people may not know how to fix when it comes to being a consumer and their emails. So having this link here say, hey, can't see this email, view in your browser, it opens up a new tab, and it helps them actually consume and read your email. So this is one of the reasons why I go with plain text, is we don't have to use that. It's just plain text, like an email from a friend to another friend. There aren't any issues with images or anything like that. So just something to keep in mind. If you do go with images, you want to make it as easy as possible for your customers and your readers to consume the content. But if you don't want to deal with that stuff, you can go plain text and most likely get better metrics, better stats, better sales, more sales than using just heavily designed emails. So a little rant there. I'll get off my soapbox. The logo and brand name here, High Society Freeride Company. I do like that it's simple, it's clean, it's very straightforward. It's a little big, considering that they have to go through this can't see this email link, get through the brand and logo, get through the menu, an image, and then they finally get to the copy. So without even scrolling, I don't even see the copy of this email, and this is all I see on the first glance. I would potentially say, hey, make this a little smaller, maybe HSFC with the logo, or maybe put the logo here with the name of the company, go right into the copy. Putting things in the way of your customer actually getting the sales message can hurt conversion, right? It can hurt click-throughs, and it can hurt sales because people aren't clicking through, and they're potentially not opening if they don't see the right subject and from name, right? So just something to consider is just when you look at this, you don't really see any copy or the offer or anything like that. It's just a menu item, pictures, and that's it. So once people scroll, they absolutely see the copy. So that's something to keep in mind when it comes to your header information or header stack, when it comes to images, copy, menus, things like that. Next is the menu. Something I liked here that I thought was interesting is this menu is not focused on selling. It's focused on education. So you have Why High Society, so that's why their brand. This could be its own email. Helpful videos, this could be its own email. FAQ, this could be its own email. And you can have a whole welcome email series of working people through their objections and things, showing them this information. So it's definitely more of an educational menu. It's not really a selling menu. I know paddleboards, that most likely goes to their brand products, but This is more of an educational piece that you could turn into a whole email series that builds a relationship with your customer and earns their trust so that they will buy from you later if they don't buy immediately. Next, you have here, it looks like a branded image. I'd imagine these are the products from High Society Freeride. If they aren't, you can't really tell. But this is an example. Is if this is a stock image, they did a great job of finding something that isn't that's going to show that it is stock. It looks branded, but what they could do is maybe add, maybe do another photo shoot when there's a little bit more light. Make sure their brand of board is actually on the board; you can see it, and just make sure that this is directly associated with their brand, so there's no question at all that this was a branded photo and that's pushing their product. If you do go stock, then just make sure that you can't tell that the items are not yours. Ideally, just go with branded images and get those images taken anyway. It's an investment you're going to use down the road. Just down the road, as many times as you use those images, they're yours. You don't have to worry about licensing or anything like that. So, but yeah, just a heads up there with images and licensing and copyright. Next, we get to the copy section. So the welcome, thank you for joining the High Society community. We're stoked to have you along with us for the ride. This is pretty straightforward. Welcome. Just like a welcome to community copy section. So like this is basically, hey, welcome, you're in the right place. We're excited to have you. Like that's pretty standard, straightforward. This is great to use because it creates a positive association with the reader, and they feel good about reading and saying, oh, yep, I did sign up for this. You're right. This is exactly where I'm supposed to be. Next, content, please. So this is something I found interesting. Is this is the first email I got from High Society Freeride, and once they welcome me in. And once they welcome me in, they basically start asking for me to go post for them on social. So I believe it's Cialdini's book, Influence, where one of the principles in there is reciprocity. So to get things, you have to give first, right? You have to create reciprocity. So something that kind of made me raise my eyebrow a little bit is like, okay, I haven't bought anything from you. I don't have any of your products, and you're asking me to go create content for you on social. I don't know if I'm going to do that. One, I don't have your product, and two, I don't even know who you are yet. So this is something that could be causing friction. That could be lowering click-through rates and sales just because you're asking for something without giving in return first. I would potentially move this section here to maybe your loyalty program or VIP, or if they've purchased 2 or 3 times, say, hey, now that you've purchased and you guys have been using our products and we know you like them, go create content on social and once you're any giveaways, or we'll give you coupons, or we'll give you a loyalty reward or something, or our loyalty reward program incentivizes you to go do that for us so we can create some social community and social awareness on these channels. But doing this first off when I don't have a product yet and I don't even know if I'm going to buy, but I signed up to get an incentive or some kind of information on your product, I think that this needs to be later in the welcome series or even post-purchase after a couple purchases. This is just a little too early in this flow or this series that I would suggest to move this back further. And then obviously social outcomes to go with this. Next, browser selection, one life, make it count. So that's a nice little tagline. I think they could potentially use that as a preview text or a potential subject line, right? That's definitely more of a hook than welcome to the family. So it looks like they have an image here of a product that's gone out of stock or they've removed. So this is something you have to keep up to date with. Is if you have products that are out of stock or get removed entirely, if you have a feed that's in your email provider, it will just show a broken image because that product doesn't exist. I'd imagine if I click this link, it would go to a product because they redirected. But those redirects, I believe, break links inside of here. So make sure that if you do update products, that all that stuff and your code and your tech in the background when it comes to email is being updated. That's something to keep an eye on, that your email marketing agency, freelancer, provider, strategist, etc., should be keeping up with as you update your products. Next on this, I think that something that I found is that when you don't put the price or buy now, and you just link the text below the image, that actually gets a better click through than if you put the price and the buy now buttons. Reason being is they have to click through to find out, because if this is interesting enough and they're like, yep, that looks like what I want, and they click, all of the information is on the product page, and that does the selling right before they add it to their cart and check out. So instead of doing that in the email, you can just say, hey, click this, the title or the product name, and it takes you to the product page and it starts the sales process there as opposed to in the email. If you're just showing products, show the products. If you're trying to sell a product, pick one and write a sales message for it and sell it. That's something that you could test here and see what kind of click-through you get. You might be getting better click-through with this. If you are, great. If not, I would test removing the price and the buy now button and just link the product title or name to the direct product page and see what that does for click-through for you. And then the final 2 pieces, you have basically 3 reasons to buy. 3-year limited warranty. I think 3 years is, I believe that's pretty long for the industry. Most of the warranties I see is 1 year or maybe even 6 months. Premium quality. What does that mean? So that's something I would say, expand on this. What does premium quality mean? expand that, give me some benefits of what premium quality does for my life because I have this product, and then dimensionalize it and maybe give me a situation of like why premium quality helps me when I'm using the board. So, and then free shipping on orders over $100. That's pretty standard when it comes to brands. Something to consider too is either you offer free shipping and you charge that in the product, or you don't offer free shipping and you make them pay for it and you don't charge it in the product. It's just a business decision right on the back end when it comes to what you're doing. But if you are offering free shipping, make sure and put a limit on it so that people do increase their cart size or their cart value. This is also a way to on order this little on orders over $100 or $150 or whatever it is. This is a way to increase AOV, just a subtle little mechanism you can increase AOV or average order value with, right? So if your average order value is at 90 and you want it to be at 100, say, hey, on orders over 110 bucks or 100 bucks, you'll get free shipping. So people add that extra $10, $30, $40, $50 to get to that point of getting free shipping. And then you can increase your AOV with that. So this little mechanism right here is a super powerful one if you know how to use it. So, and that's how I would potentially use it if people were to ask me. So, and then finally the footer info, pretty straightforward. Really just unsubscribe, address, and where they're from. And yeah, so that's pretty much this email. I hope that you can take away some of these insights and take them back to your brand, use them in your brand and your email to make more sales with email. If you do, let me know. I'd enjoy talking to you to hear what you did and how it worked. Otherwise, check out my other videos on YouTube where I'm doing 100 email breakdowns in 100 days. As a part of that challenge, I'm just pulling insights out of these other brands that I find attractive, that I would like to just share with you what I see with them, what they could do better, what they're doing great, potentially some tests and some other ideas. So that being said, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you later.